Hello, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be a 26 and 2026 update. I don't know why I'm so full of energy because I've honestly not been having a good day, but I did just drink a lot of coffee. So I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible because I don't have a lot of storage on my phone and I don't have anything else that I can delete off of my phone. So last update, which was the mid-year mark, I rolled in sorry, that lint distracted me. I rolled in my second round of products. So well, let me just recap. If you didn't know, I will leave the playlist link below and at the end of the video if you just want to catch up or see this for the first time. But basically, I'm trying to finish 26 makeup products to completion just in this project alone this year. And I split the year up into two parts. So the first half of the year was 13 products, and then the second half of the year was more or less the same type of products. These are all face products because I'm already doing a big lip project and panning a lot of eyeshadows. But yeah, now in the second half of the year, I'm panning an entire new list of 13 products. I was able to finish everything for the first half of the year, so I'm hoping I can also do that this year, but we'll just have to see. But let me show you all the progress that I made in the first month with these new products. First, I do have, unfortunately, 5 items that I did not use at all, and I'll talk about those. So the first one is my NARS foundation. Yeah, I was just choosing to use the other kind of like base product that I have in this project because I just was having fun with it, and I was like, if I'm enjoying using it, I may as well just keep going. Originally I was planning on using this one first because I had this in my King Henry VIII project that I'm doing on Instagram that was created by Julie, who is Caboodle Jewels. And my goal in that project was to use it 50 times, and I managed to use about half of the product that was in here in 50 uses. So I was like, okay, well then I can just finish this in 2 months. And I was, at the time of filming that, I was planning to move in 2 months. So I was like, yeah, I'll just finish this by the time I leave. This will be an empty and I won't have to take this with me. Yeah, that just didn't happen. So I didn't use this. However, maybe, I don't know, by the end of the video, I'm gonna try to figure out what my game plan is for the next month, because at least for now, I'm planning on only having another month in my current space. So yeah, I'll do maybe just like a game plan at the end of the video. 2 glowy products. So one is my Supergoop. This is just like a glowy sunscreen stick. I don't really know what it's called, but it's in the shade Sunrise. And this does expire in December, so I really need to get a move on. However, I would say, like, if I buckled down and actually use this every day, I could probably finish it in a month, because there's only this much product left, and the amount of product that I've used so far when I was only using this for about a month as well is that much. So I feel like if this was just a daily use item for me, I could definitely finish it in 1 month. So maybe I'm gonna have to focus on this one just to get it out. But this is something that I would, like, if I were to be, I mean, I will be using this every day, but the way I'm planning on using this is just on top of a pore filling primer to give me that glowy product, or like the glowy hydrating effect that I always want on top of a pore filling primer. And then another glowy product, this is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Niacinamide Hue Drops. So basically they're bronzer drops in the form of their like glow drops. I'm really bad at explaining things clearly. These are very, very sheer though. I did pan another one of these, but it was like an even smaller size. It was probably like half of the size of this. And these are very sheer, so I can get away with using a lot of these. So I could, even though it took me over a month to finish the other one that I panned in the first half of the year, because I have a tan now, I can use like at least double the amount that I was using every day. So I feel like I could still probably finish this in 1 month if I were to use this as my everyday glowy product. But yeah, this is half a mil, or not half a mil, half an ounce. That would be crazy if this was half a mil. I am really just talking so fast. And then finally, the last two products I didn't use are my mini primers. And again, this is just like a pore filling primer and a glowy primer. This one is the Makeup Forever Pore Minimizer Step 1 Primer, and this is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Hydrating Primer. Sorry if the angle changed, I got a call. But these are both 5 mils, so super tiny. I could easily finish these. I'm actually panning, sorry, I keep getting like messages and calls and getting distracted. I am currently panning what I thought, and it's supposed to be skincare, but it's basically like silicone based, so I'm planning on using that as a pore filling primer. So I was originally thinking, oh, maybe I'll just like get through these because these will be like really quick and easy, and then I'll have like 2 guaranteed empties. But I do want to finish those because that's higher priority for me to finish. So I don't know, maybe I'll be able to do both. I don't know if I use them like every single day. And I really am trying to wear makeup every single day. But yeah, these have not been used. Moving on to the things that I have used. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna talk about my empty because I do have one empty already. It's just a mini, so it was pretty easy to get through, but this is one of my setting sprays in this project. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Natural Finish Makeup Setting Spray. I'm assuming this is their like new formulation. I'm not even gonna talk about that. But yeah, I finished this. It only took me like maybe a week's worth of use, maybe a day or two more, but I did not get a lot of product in here, so this was very easy to finish. I use this on, because the other setting spray in here is more of like a blurring mattifying setting spray, so I just use this on the days where I maybe powdered a tiny bit too much and I didn't want to mattify even more. So that did come in handy, but now that it's very, very hot, that pretty much never happens, so I don't really need this anymore. Like, I always look shiny. But yeah, moving back to the items that I have progress on, I think I'll start with the primers, or the one primer, which is my Supergoop Mineral Unseen Sunscreen. And I use this, I would say probably about 25 times, because I didn't use this every single time, but this was pretty much my go-to. Like if I was going out during the daytime, I would always use this as my primer. And I still only made this much progress, which I was honestly expecting more progress because I use this on my entire face and my ears. But yeah, that's all the progress I made, which I guess is good because this is a new product for me. I bought this in the fall VIB sale, I think last year, or maybe, yeah, it was definitely last year. So it's not like brand new, but this is my newest primer, other than like the little minis I got as gifts with purchase. So I'm kind of glad this is lasting a while. And then the product that I was using on top of it, both as my like glowy product and my complexion product, is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter Glow Booster for radiant skin. It's what I'm wearing now as well. I just love the way this looks, which is why I kind of just kept using this instead of using my NARS foundation. I absolutely love the way this looks in the summer, as long as I powder well on top of it. I feel like it gives me like a really beautiful summer glow. And yeah, I just really like, it's very sheer, so like I don't have to worry about being too careful with it because it blends seamlessly. So this is how much product I've used. I was like at this line, if you can see that very faint line there, and now I'm down to here. I'm not sure if I would even be able to finish this by next update. Originally I was thinking maybe I could because I was making such good progress, but looking at it, I haven't used in this past month, and I was wearing makeup almost every day. I have not used enough to where if I use the same amount, I would completely finish this. That being said, I don't know like if once it settles I'll be able to reach every single drop of this, so maybe I still could finish like all the accessible product. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to see. And I'm also just using my makeup as I feel like using it. Like I was talking to Joe, I shouldn't be going on tangents with the amount of storage I have, but I was talking to Joe, who's Joe's Makeup Journey, about how I've kind of been in this mode where like if I like something, even if I'm kind of like neglecting my other products a tad bit to focus on something that I'm just really enjoying using. I honestly kind of prefer doing that these days. There are some times when I'm just like really super into a product and I'm like hyper focusing on it, and then I'll tell myself to use something else, and then by the time I like come back to the product that I was really enjoying, I don't really care about it anymore because I've kind of gotten over that feeling, and I don't want that to happen anymore. So I'm just going to use things as I'm enjoying using them and kind of go with the flow, which is easy because I'm panning so many things, so I like always have options to use. So yeah, that's my update on this. I don't know why I had to talk about that for so long. I totally forgot I do have another primer. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer in the full size, and you probably won't really be able to tell that I made any progress because I'm wearing it away evenly. I'm not really trying to like hit the bottom of the container. But again, I only use this on days when I was either not going outside at all or I was doing my makeup after the sun had set, which was barely, like no more than 5 times this past month. So I did use like an entire layer worth of product, but definitely not a significant amount where you could really tell. I do feel like though, if I focus on this, I could finish it by next update, so maybe I'm gonna have to find a way to do that. And then I'll talk about my 2 cheek products. There goes Roxy. I have, these are both mini Westman Atelier cheek sticks. I had like, it's a blush, a bronzer, and then there was like a glowy cream product that I finished last year, and now I want to finish these 2 because these are clean products and also super expensive, so I want to get them done before they go bad. But this is the bronzer in the shade Truffle, and I used a lot of this. Like, I'll just show you what it looks like here before I show you on the paper, but I will definitely finish this by next update. I can tell you that for certain. I use this exclusively as my bronzer and contour every single time that I do my makeup. I don't even use my powder products, or I'm not going to until I finish this. So when we get to my Pan Those Palettes update, that will not have good progress at all. But I use, like, I would say at the very least half of the amount of product that was in here. So if I can do this, if you can see from the paper, this is how much I used in the past month. So yeah, I would say very slightly more than half of the amount of progress is what, or amount of product is what I used in the past month. So this is definitely going to be done. And I'm excited to have an empty for next time, like a definite empty. And then I have the blush, which I'm not even going to show you on the paper because even though I did use this, it didn't move at all. And I did not use this a ton, I'll be honest. I probably only use this maybe like, I was gonna say 6, 7. That is how you know I've been on the internet too much. Maybe 7 or 8 times in the past month, because I've been panning so many cool tone things. Like, I'm literally wearing a cool tone eye look today. And this is, I feel like, more of a warm coral blush. So I only want to wear it when I wear more bright, warm, like makeup looks, which is not very often, and I'm just noticing how dry my hands look, so that's gross. I also realized I didn't swatch anything, but this is how much I have left. I swear, like, I wasn't expecting to have no progress, like visible progress on this, but I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But once I finish panning all of the cool toned like eyeshadows and stuff that I have in projects, oh my goodness, all the cool tone products that I have in projects right now, I'm definitely going to focus on this, which I really need to, because I'm also trying to get use on a warm tone lip product that's also in my King Henry VIII project. So, and summer is going to be gone in about a month, so I really need to get on with that. But let me pause and swatch all of these items. All right, here are all my swatches. This first one here that you can kind of barely see is the Supergoop Glowy Sunscreen Stick. Then I have underneath it, I swear it looks much more sheer when you actually blend it into your face, but this is the Glow Recipe Hue Drops, and then under that is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. It really just does look like, again, especially when you blend it out, a very sheer like for me, skin tone color. And then I have the bronzer stick in Truffle and the blush in the shade Doo Doo, which I always have to laugh when I say that. Just 2 products left. One is, I actually have amazing progress on this, which I'm surprised about. This is my setting powder. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD setting powder in the shade 3.0 Golden Beige, and look at how much progress I have on this. I'm down to here when it like all settles to the bottom. This was originally in my first round of products this year, and I started about halfway through the container, which was here, and then I made a jump here after like the first month, I think. And then after that I could just not make any more progress no matter how much I used it, or maybe I wasn't using a ton, but like every single time I came back for an update I could not make any progress. So I just rolled it out because I was feeling very disheartened, and then I decided to roll it back in for the second round of products for the second half of the year. And in just 1 month, I've already made this amount of progress, which I will say, like, the farther you go down, the smaller the packaging gets, so you will make progress more quickly. And then also it is summer, so I've been using a little bit more powder than I was in the winter months because I'm just so very glowy, and I'm using it on top of a glowy like base product as well. But I feel like I'm not using that much more product for it to be that much progress. However, I'll take it because that means I'm actually gonna finish it this year, which I was kind of worried about because I do love this powder and I'll definitely repurchase it. But this is my oldest powder in my entire collection. I got this in 2021, so it's time to go and just replace it. Then finally, I probably shouldn't have ended on this one because it's a little lackluster. This is completely opaque packaging. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Mattifying Setting Spray. This is just a mini. I do definitely want to buy the full size after because I've fallen in love with the setting spray. But yeah, this is opaque packaging, so I can't show you exactly where I am with this. However, I can unscrew this, so maybe I can give you like a little estimate. If I like put my finger down to where the light is shining through. Okay, so it looks like I'm about here where my finger is. So yeah, I'll definitely be finishing this by next time. And ever since I finished the Urban Decay setting spray, this is the only one that I've been using. But once I finish this, I am not still going to be able to buy any setting sprays because I still have one other setting spray in my collection, which this isn't necessarily like a glowy product, but it doesn't mattify at all. This is just the Benefit Super Setter. So this is the one that I'm gonna have to use. So I'm hoping that I'm not super sweaty and just greasy looking once I like am only down to that one. But I'm just really enjoying using this one for now because it really does kind of like mattify and blur my look, no matter what my makeup looks like before I put this on. So I'm really enjoying this for the summer. But that is all of the progress that I have to show you. So I guess my plan and predictions for next time, well, one is I'm definitely finishing the bronzer. That is for sure, and the setting spray. So 2 definite empties, and then I feel like I could go, sorry, I keep getting texts. I could go one of 2 ways. Either what I'm thinking is, well, actually no, one of 3 ways. I could either keep working on this one and just see what happens with it because I have been enjoying using it, or I could start using my NARS foundation and just kind of, you know, get back into this, which would give me an opportunity to use some different primers because so far I've literally only been able to use these and I haven't been getting any progress on my glowy primers. I do feel like I could potentially have 2 primer empties next time if I were to, where did I put it? Okay, if I were to wear this NARS foundation, even though it would be slightly heavier, which I don't really like for summer, that would mean that I could use this pore filling primer and then use this glowy sunscreen stick on top, because then I would still be getting my SPF. I really do feel like I could finish this if I just used it every single day as my like all over face primer. Sorry, there's a hair. And then if I use this every day, I'm pretty sure I could finish this as well. So I feel like if I paired these two together underneath this foundation, then I could have both of these as empties. But I'm not sure. I guess it's just gonna depend on how I'm feeling tomorrow. Like if I feel like still reaching for this, like I really want to, then that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna force myself into using anything just for empties. I don't know, we'll just all have to see by my next update. But until then, I hope you have an amazing day, and yeah, amazing rest of your summer. Stay cool, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.